Four voices. One network. Guns in the 701. Guns in the 701.
Straight talk and American grit.
701 Nation.
Your community, your country, your say.
Blackbeard Logic.
Friday nights, sharp minds, sharper debate.
And Sunday Sportsman Devotion with Vance Bishop.
Faith for the field and stream. Sunday, 7 a.m. Mountain, 8 a.m. Central.
Powered by LAUER Auto Repair and Kalon's Auto Service. Additional support from Horton's LaserCraft, Slash H Ranch, and Little Angry Man Firearms, LLC.
All right. Good evening, everybody. I'm back, I guess you could say. Clayton Peterson, GAT701. Thanks for everybody who was filling in, Jamie, and we had Leon in there, and I sure appreciate that. Again, that was our little promo for Guns in the 701 Network. Got a good show for you tonight. I'm going to talk a little bit about Friends of NRA. I have a special guest joining us at the top of the second hour, Jason Wilson. He's also a brand new board member for the NRA program. They call it NRA 2.0. As you remember, I used to be a field rep for the National Rifle Association. Jason is the owner of Lucid Optics. I've known him a long time. By the way, has a great, and I'm talking a great long-range clinic if you're ever looking to brush up on things. So got a great show coming up with you. Of course, I'll have a happy ending chronicle at the end of the show. We got going to be jam-packed, I guess. I got a lot of things to talk about, especially upcoming hunting season, game and fish, stuff like that. But before we get on going with that, let's get our intro going here. And here's my sister doing the national anthem just for us here at Guns in the 701. Let everybody get tuned in here, and we'll have a great show. All right, I don't know what happened here, everybody, but good evening. A little technical difference. I guess I'm a little rusty after being gone for a month. Again, thanks to everybody who's joining in here. Hey, Eric, good to see you. It looks like you got a different, must be on YouTube here. Good evening from the Dakota. Gene Cox, the mayor of Mobridge. Good evening. Glad to have you, Gene. And, of course, Brian Warner. Hey, fellow MVs, you got to love it, right? You got to love it. Hey, Justin, this is you know what? The 701 Nation, Guns of the 701. Jamie's doing the 701 Nation thing, but we're all the same team here. So it's just the same. And like I said, those guys have been filling in for me for about almost a month, trying to figure out what's wrong with my son, some medical issues. We're up and down. Today was a better day. Yesterday wasn't such a great day. So we're working on it. We're making a little progress. But, yeah, it's been one of them trying things. Hey, Dan Brown. He's from the Western Edge over there. Of course, Dan's a great man. Retired law enforcement, was a huge member of the Friends of NRA. They're chaired it for many, many years there in Dickinson. So thanks, Dan, for all your work there. Again, as I said before, we got rolling here. And I had a little technical difficulty with the intro. I'm basically going to have one of the brand new NRA board of directors on. His name is Jason Wilson. Like I said, he was the owner and the founder of Lucid Optics, and we had a lot of his stuff in our packages back then. A lot of you guys who were at the Friends of NRA will remember that. So Jason's going to be joining me at 8 o'clock. So, you know what? I'm hoping he can give us some answers a little bit on what's going on, and I think the NRA is probably in a better place right now. They actually call it NRA 2.0. They even got a website out there, nrapresident.com, to be very transparent with its membership. You better be a member, though. You have to have your member number to log in there. But this guy is doing a fantastic job from what I can see. And I'm looking for big things out of there. I'm very, very excited to see what is happening with the NRA. I've been following them, and I think they're on the right track. So with that, everybody, hey, good evening, DJ. He's down in Rapid City, another Friends of NRA guy from back in the day. And I see, speaking of that, just quickly, we have a Friends of NRA, and I'll plug this a couple times, Friends of NRA event coming up in the Piedmont area. Actually, I think it's Rapid City, but Piedmont area coming up here on November 7th. It's a free open house at the range, and it looks like to me it's a big gun bash giveaway. So you buy a ticket, but you can come in and you can go Nate Brown. You can contact him. He's the field rep. He's out of Wyoming, 307-823-3948. And if you hit the friendsofnra.org website, you should be able to see her at friendsofnra.com. Anyway, hit the NRA website. You should be able to see all the events. Bismarck, Mandan, they already had their event, so no more events for the rest of the year in North Dakota, and there's nothing else scheduled in South Dakota. So anyway, I think we got all of those things taken care of. Hey, Mr. Blackbeard. Hey, Leon, glad to have you listening. It's good to be back. I was excited to do this show tonight, and I'm going to jump right into it. So, game and fish. Let's just put it this way. I had an interesting call yesterday from a gentleman. And it has to do with gratis tags. This has been a problem, as we all know, that the trader Sean Cleary, Senator Sean Cleary, District, I believe it's 35 in Bismarck, he's the one that brought forth the backcountries bill of the hunters and anglers. Trust me, they're no friends of ours. And essentially got it passed, took 50% of the gratis tags away from the landowners. That's essentially what happened for antelope season. And it did happen in my unit. I happen to be one of the people who did not get a tag because they took that 50% threshold, and the gratis tag applicants, I guess you'd say, essentially reached that 50+%, and I did not draw. Both my sons did. But, I shut it down, and until that law changes, I'm not opening it back up. And that was the result. From what I understand, I heard a lot of people upset as they were out trying to find land, trying to get on, because they lost access after the landowners couldn't hunt their own land. And that's what this comes down to. So that's just one thing. The call I got from a gentleman, and it's ongoing investigation. So essentially, well, we're not going to give any names. We're not going to go into details. I plan to have him on to talk about this, but he harvested a deer, filled his gratis tag, and this is the problem with trusts. So he owns a quarter within the trust, and then that's a family trust, which he's also part of. But he had a gratis tag for the, for his one quarter. The way it sounds, this deer that he took probably was on the trust land, which he's also a part of. And I've always had troubles with this, that if you form a trust, you only get one tag. So whether it's 150 acres, the minimum for a gratis tag, or it's 150,000 acres that you put into your trust for various reasons, protect it from probate, that's a whole nother story, protect it from everything as far as what can happen with family members or others trying to change your will, because a will really don't mean anything, and a trust is probably the way to go. When you do that, you only get one gratis tag. One person can have one gratis tag for the entire trust. Well, that's a bunch of crap, really. And they always claim that, well, it's going to stop from people from coming in. Really? No, it's not. As a non-resident, you can't get a gratis tag. You have to be a resident from the way I read it. And then you also have to pay the out-of-state license fee if you want to hunt upland birds. So, I mean, there's really nothing that's going to help you get a gratis tag in the state of North Dakota by just buying land. So that's bunk. The other thing that they claim is that it's gonna hurt people in a trust, and everybody's gonna be able to get one. Well, no, you leave it at the same 150 acres. Now, I don't see where that's an issue. You can do that right now. That's what we do. I only put 2 quarters on that I like to hunt. Both my sons, they got a couple quarters they hunt, and you can actually do that. So every 150 acres, my son gets one and my other son gets one, and then I get one for my other 2 quarters that I hunt primarily. Well, you can do the same thing in a trust, but you can't. We need to change that law, revisit it. Actually visited with a representative today on it. Got a couple senators we'll talk to, see if we can even have that be on the radar in the 2027 legislative session. We'll see. I'm not sure. I imagine it's going to be an uphill battle. Everything in the state legislature seems like it is, and it's unfortunate because it shouldn't be that way. It truly should not be that way. And when it comes to landowners and it comes to being able to hunt their own land, let's face it, everybody. Without the landowners in a state, the estimates vary, but let's say it's 93 to 95%. I've heard up as far as 97. When you have that going on in your state, you need the landowners to essentially be working with you. If you don't, all the public land that's available is not going to work for you in your complete management plan. And it's just driving wedges farther in. So this gentleman that called me on this, I told him right away he should seek counsel. He's going to need it as far as that goes. But the way you'll love this. He's had that deer for over a year, maybe even 2, it sounded like, on his wall. There was no issues, no problems, nothing going on. He thought he did right and filled his tag. Well, the neighbor got mad here recently, the way it sounds. And when that happened, he turned him into the Game and Fish. Here's where the problem starts coming about. Hey, Lynette, glad to have you listening in again, and it is good to be back. I don't know when you sent that, but it just came in on my end. So with this gentleman, a year and a half, possibly 2 years later, because of a complaint from a neighbor that may or may not have been the issue, but he was pissed off because, well, there's deer on this trust and there's deer on this guy's land, and he basically doesn't like the fact he's don't have no access to it. The way it sounds to me that's probably the case. I've seen that here myself. So he called the Game and Fish. They came in, and I don't know how this went about. He didn't know anything what he shouldn't do. They supposedly had, first they come in, guns a-blazing. They didn't call him. They didn't talk to him. They just showed up. Well, even I bet Dan can attest this. When you're running an investigation, I would think you'd want to talk to both parties and get written statements and interview them, and then move on your way. And then you'll just, you probably decide on what you're going to pursue at that point. Well, they showed up somehow with a warrant for the guy's phone, not to enter his property, but for the phone. Unfortunately, when they asked him if they could enter his home, he said yes, which I advise never doing that. Whether you've done anything wrong or not, no, I would never let anybody. No, I would not do it. Go get a warrant. If you got reason to come in, you'll get a warrant. A judge will give you one, and then we can talk. That's the way it's going to go with me. So anyway, this went on. And he answered a lot of questions he shouldn't have. Always why you should always have an attorney present when you're talking to any law enforcement person. And that's my personal opinion, but it is what I would recommend to anybody and everybody. Not that you've done anything wrong, but it's the way things can be twisted in interrogation and interviews. They're trained to do it. They're trained. They're doing their job. They're trained to try and get as much information as you can. So take your Fifth Amendment, exercise your Fifth Amendment, and do not do anything. Remain silent. Get an attorney and go from there. Now, I don't know what's going to happen, but he did this. The phone he had at that time wasn't even one that's being used anymore, but he let them have that phone, which there's just a whole bunch of things that went. It was the whole procedure, the way the Game and Fish showed up. And they came with several guys, the way it sounded, like this guy's a hardened criminal. And he was very pleasant. He didn't, he did it right. He didn't get mad. Probably reacted better than I would have, because I do know my rights. So I'm sure it would have escalated quickly. But I don't know where this is going to go. When you look at the trust lands versus other land, if it's a piece of private property deeded to you, if you have a trust, and I've said this before, if I get a gratis tag, I should be able to hunt the entire place that we own in my unit, of course, without having to list every single piece. Same with my sons. I mean, if you can have one every 150 acres, we have more than that here to cover that requirement. Why can't each of us just get our gratis tags and hunt our entire place? I'm not talking public land. I'm not talking the neighbor's land. I'm talking our own owned land. And that's the problem. I don't see an issue with it. I don't know why they wouldn't want that. Put that olive branch back out to the landowners. I imagine that the Game and Fish will never go for that, would be my guess, even though they give, quote, a neutral testimony. But it's very unfortunate what's happening. And then you run into this, what this gentleman did, that if it goes the way the story was told to me, there is a possibility of an alleged violation. That's how I'm going to word it, because I don't want to mess his case up either. And it would be allegedly within feet. So there is that too. So guys, just make sure when you're hunting with your gratis tag, hunt on the land you've put down, because Game and Fish requires it. And don't go anyplace else. Also, if you're out there this weekend, like I said, opening deer season, I believe it opens at noon Central. Make sure you have permission to be on private land. Be respectful of them people that are going around still moving hay. I see a lot of corn and flowers are being taken off, a lot of trucks, a lot of equipment being moved. Please don't park in the middle of the roads. For these places that are probably going to end up having some rain and some snow, well, be mindful of that, and do not tear up things. Everyone's telling me YouTube must have put us down. Imagine that, and I don't know why. Makes it kind of interesting. So YouTube put us down, evidently. So here, guys, just roll over to Twitter. Pretty easy. Go over to X and log in there. And I imagine Facebook's is up and running. I haven't checked it out. And I can't tell you why. I have no clue why they'd have done that to us as far as taking us off YouTube. I don't know what we would have done. Facebook's up and running. So go to GAT701. You can hit us there too. Unbelievable. YouTube's at it again. I can tell you right now, YouTube pisses me off so bad. So we are still on. You can go to 701 Nation JD on YouTube. Go over there, 701 Nation JD. Or you can also go to the Guns in the 701 backup, which is going to be the Shootist 93. Just go ahead and search that, the Shootist 93, and you will be able to hop on there. Like I said, the Twitter feed working like a charm, like it always does. No problems there. Go hit the Twitter feed, and we can monitor things from there. So Eric says he's on YouTube. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know what to tell you guys, but it looks like the main YouTube is down. It really is, and I don't know why. I really can't tell you what they have decided we've done wrong now. It says, please wait up to 24 hours until it enables our live streaming on your channel. So don't know what happened, guys. I just got the notification now. Hey, Dan, how you doing? There's lots of people are using Rumble now also. Yep, our Rumble channel is up. You guys can hop over to the Rumble channel and check that out. It's always working. We can't see your comments. That's the disadvantage for that. But we are over there on Rumble. Just hit Guns in the 701 and do a search. You should be able to find us. We generally pop up pretty easy over there. So go check it out. Yeah, I just did that now. If you didn't hear that, I was checking it out. It is up and running. So you want to go over there, check that out. Oh, unfortunately, hey, Leon, you have it under Blackbeard Logic, and I didn't realize that changed on our live stream template in our feed. So my apologies, everybody, but just hit the live button, and we are there. It's mislabeled on the one channel. So we have Guns in the 701 is up, and then, of course, our other one is Guns in the 701 as well, hosted by Clayton Peterson. So you can go check them both out. We are on Rumble. I just won't be able to see your comments very, very often. I check them once in a while. So yeah, Lynette says, I'm on YouTube. So I don't know what to tell you guys. I did go check our main one out. I don't know which one you're on. It looks like a lot of people are switched over to me on the on the backup as well. So I couldn't tell you. Some are on, some are not. I'm on Jamie's, I guess, and that's fine. Brian said he's on there. I don't know what to tell you. Lynette, those guys that are on YouTube right now, see which one you're on. If you're on the guns, which would be at guns in the 701, or if you're on one of the backups. I'm curious to see which one you guys might be on. So go check it out if you would, and let me know, because it doesn't surprise me what's going on with CommieTube. All right. So getting back on the game and fish and the hunting season. Deer season's like a national holiday here in North Dakota. And I'm telling you right now, be courteous, be kind, and please do not trespass on land. That's the big thing. I can tell you right now, in my unit 6A, there was way more tags let out than should have been. It's just a simple fact of it. They went way too more out. I'm sure they think it's because of CWD, which, by the way, I've never seen anything die of CWD naturally here. The ones that have been tested in a big bin of heads that, real scientific there. And they found a very minimum of those that have tested positive, supposedly. But there are not the deer populations out here that they release tags for. And there's not that much public land in 6A. There's really not. So if you're, like my area here, there's just right in my immediate place here, there's essentially 2 quarters and an 80. That's it. Right, that come up to me. It's not a lot of land, and I watch it just get hammered and hammered and hammered and hammered. And it's like, man, why wouldn't you have done some homework? And these people show up. They have talked to nobody. They show up just wanting to then get access. And I can tell you right now, I give no access to anybody that pulls up, Ducks Unlimited, Pheasants Forever, any of the fur fish and feather groups, except I will tell you this, Wild Turkey Federation and Delta Waterfowl have always been pretty much with us on every issue in the legislature. So they even stood up for property rights in 2019 when we were trying to make everything posted. So they get it. So those guys would not be eliminated from my requirements. But all the rest of them, yeah, I've turned people down because of that, because I'm telling you right now, if you're not going to stand for private property rights, you're not going to get access to a lot of, not just mine. Drive out here. You'll see the signs. They're everywhere. So, like I said, get permission. Make sure if you're on the muddy roads, if you got mud and snow in your area, please don't tear them up. We use them roads every day. And don't park in the middle of the roads. Like I said, there's a ton of people out there. They're bringing in corn right now. They're bringing in those soybeans. They're bringing in sunflowers, whatever it might be. Don't park in the middle of the roads. These are used roads by the local people that are moving grain, moving cattle. Yeah, it's a lot of cattle are moving too. So don't park in the middle of roads. And getting on the side on a steep, narrow road don't do much good either. This equipment's big. Find an approach, please. I mean, I'll tell you right now, there was almost an accident here last week. Guy parked in the middle of the road on the bottom of a hill just over the crest. And a truck, a big semi with a big cattle pod, darn near rolled into him. It does happen. These roads are narrow out here, so just use some common sense. All right, with that, we're coming up about 7:23. I'm gonna take a quick break here because I want to go check some of this stuff out that you guys are talking about and see what's happening with the YouTube side of it. Some people are on, some are not. But let's thank our sponsor, especially LAUER Auto Repair, right down there in Bismarck at 309 South Washington Street. You do not want to miss out there on some great service. Hey, Doug can fix it all. So we want to thank them for being with us since the very beginning of the show. So we are powered by LAUER Auto, but hey, stop in at any of them, and thank these guys for basically being on board with us from day one. So some of them come on since, but we can't do without them. So let's take a quick break. We'll be right back after a few words from these sponsors.
LAUER Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
When you want it done right,
Go where lemons go.
Kalon's Auto Service, owned and operated by Kalon and Misty Foss, lifelong locals with over 25 years experience. From modern rides to classic restorations, they can handle it all. Top quality work, fair price, and honest hometown values. Located just 1 block south of Highway 12 on 6th Avenue West in Lemmon. Kalon's Auto Service, serving you with all your auto repair needs.
For the best gun gear for every and any situation, Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul's, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
At Horton LaserCraft, we believe in the power of personalization. Whether it's a cherished memory, a special occasion, or a unique gift, our custom laser engraving brings your vision to life. Our expert craftsmen and state-of-the-art technology ensure every piece is a work of art. From personalized decor to one-of-a-kind keepsakes, Horton LaserCraft makes every moment unforgettable. Horton LaserCraft is owned and operated by a local veteran and his wife located near Thunderhawk, South Dakota. They provide custom laser products at a reasonable price, and their turnaround time is fast and efficient.
Custom board cutting, glassware, decanter sets, mugs, assorted stainless steel jewelry, assorted tags, decor, custom acrylic nightlights, and much, much more.
Call them up at 605-545-7535. Horton LaserCraft, where memories are engraved.
All right, we are back. So I did find out. Hey, I posted up the second one there if you want to check it out, and if you're looking for it, just in a general search, just go the Shootist 93. It's my old personal one that I turned in our backup when we were having issues before. We evidently didn't get a mark, but unbelievable 24-hour suspension. They claim because of we were holding firearms. Really, I don't know what we would have been holding firearms in. And I know we have tons of videos up there where we're shooting targets and hunting, and I'd seen none of that. So I don't know what it was. I appealed it. Of course, you appeal to an AI robot, and it's a bunch of crap. CommiTube guys, you should ditch them. Go over to X. Go over to X. Go over to X. I'm so sick of these guys and these social media platforms. But nobody will leave them, so we got to stay there, unfortunately. X is working great. I see it's got viewers over there, so just hop on over there. You'll be safe and sound. So, again, we are back. I was talking hunting seasons. And, hey, on a lighter note, so I have a tag. I'm going to try to get out there. I found one I'm kind of fancying. We'll see. He showed up here recently. Got a lot of nice mule deer. The whitetails still kind of took a hit. I'm not planning to take any whitetails off this place. And I'm not letting anybody take any either, just because the HD hit them so hard. You want to game and fish, you want to study something. And I seen on their actual website that they did have some kind of an EHD news thing. I haven't read it yet. I didn't realize it was even on there. But I'm not gonna do any whitetail hunting here or let anybody else, because the ones that are here, there is a few around. We had a pretty good summer, so I'm gonna leave them alone. Hopefully they don't catch EHD again. This cold weather, hopefully it'll knock some of that out. I will say I have not found the dead deer like I did the last 2 years, so that's a plus. I'm very glad that we haven't found any dead deer like that. So. Oh, it says tap tap. Is this thing on? Gun Dog ND. It is. It is. Good to have you on here. He's over there on X. But yes, we are on. And if you're out pheasant hunting, my goodness, I don't know about every place else, but we have pretty decent numbers around here. But I can tell you right now, until that corn gets off, and we got a lot of corn in this area still standing, there's a lot of deer and birds just sitting out there. You see them flying in the evening. You see them flying early in the morning. but you don't see them much during the day because they're dropping in that corn and just sitting there, and I don't blame them. So I see they're starting to cut corn up north of me here, so hopefully we'll be getting that off here and have a really good deer season. Numbers look decent, but they're not. The numbers do not match the tags that they did release. So if you applied for one of those tags coming out to 3F2, and you're listening to this and you can't find land, don't get mad at the landowner, because they're like, right here, I've got 3 tags between me and my boys, and there's 4 other tags going to be filled here probably, and that's it. There's just really that's what this place is at right now as far as I'm concerned for taking out of the herd. So don't be mad at the landowners because they let way too many tags out, and if you applied for one and got one and come to 3F2, probably the same results you've seen with 6A and antelope season. Again, too many tags and not enough antelope. And then you had the whole gratis tag problem, couldn't find land. And there were a ton of people that were upset. So sorry, they took your money though. You can be happy about that. Game and Fish, they don't care if you have access, but they got your money. And I guess they're happy. So what do they care, right? And that's the way I look at it. I always call them, they're the biggest, to me, they're the biggest fee hunting operation in the state is the Game and Fish. And you know what? They don't put much into it except harass generally and restrict. And honestly, a lot of people praise them. I do not. I don't think much of the Game and Fish. I've never made that a mystery here with me. Nothing coming up with the Game and Fish here. This was released on October 29th. They have a public hearing to address proposed rule changes. So they do this every time in the interim. They basically don't pass legislation. They just go ahead and make a proposed rule and change. So this is going to take place, due Title 30 of North Dakota Administrative Code, November 19th at the Bismarck office at 11 a.m. That'd be Central. So that's going to be taking place November 19th. And, so it's really a day that all you can make it there at 10 a.m. Mountain, 11 a.m. Central. On Wednesday, right there in the middle of the morning, basically. So, it's convenient for everybody, isn't it, to go ahead and attend that meeting. So if you want to say something or see something or listen to what they're doing, looks like some of the things that they're looking at, water prohibition, basically an amendment to update the requirements for transportation of water. I imagine, and who knows what they're going to come up with there. Initial application for guide and outfitter licenses. They want to have an amendment to update the requirements for hunting guide or outfitting licenses. They want an amendment to update requirements for hunting guide or outfitter exams. Okay. Boat safety equipment. Oh, here we go. What are they going to do here? Oh, it's going to pertain to personal flotation devices. The proposed rules may be reviewed at the Game and Fish Department's office. Okay. Copy of the proposed rules may be requested in writing. Anyone planning to, you'll love this. They don't tell you the rules here, but you can get one. You can email them. You can go ahead and get one at their office if you happen to be in Bismarck. As long as you're not there at noon during your lunch hour, doesn't seem to be anybody there. I've stopped. So that probably won't work for you because, that's convenient when you're on your lunch break, but you go to work the rest of the day. Anyway, you can call them at 701-328-6300, 701-328-6300, and get those rules as well. I'm going to look more into what the boat safety deal was with personal flotation. I don't know. I suppose they're going to try to start. You wait. They're going to try to take the route, I bet, eventually of what other states do when it comes to boating and waters. A lot of states, you have to get a license to even operate a boat. And I bet money that's going to be coming up soon. Don't give me any ideas maybe, but I mean, it's just, it's one thing after another, one thing after another. So Eric, yeah, right there. He says, make sure you have your fire extinguisher in your boat because after all, you are on the water. Yeah, I hear they've been enforcing that quite regularly down at not just in North Dakota, but down at Shade Hill for crazy things too. And I mean, I can tell you right now, back in the day, my little 14-foot aluminum with, it was motorized. I never had a fire extinguisher on there, and I think you have to have that on there now, don't you, Eric? You have to let me know. Gene, he says, are you going to the Baker this Saturday? I am not, Gene. It's deer season, and I'm not going to be gone. I got guys coming down here too, good friends of mine that are going to be here. So I will not be going over to Baker. I know that you went. I think Scott's going to be there. I think he does the auctioneering. But so no, I won't be making it. They got to change that. I just don't like being gone around here when it's hunting season. Eric says, "Yep, 14 foot. Now you got to have a fire extinguisher." And I hear they've been crazy there, as far as down there at Shade Hill, south of Lemmon. So anyway, again, you can go to this meeting. It's taking place November 19th at the main office, Game and Fish. It's over there on the expressway. If you know Bismarck, it's just, go, if you're coming in on the expressway on the south side, just follow it all the way around. You go around the curve, the prison's over there on the left side or the north side, and then just head straight up. You can't miss it. The property butts right up to the prison yard, and they got their big building right there. Gene says, yeah, it's not my deer season, so I'll go over. Yeah, I think South Dakota opens up the next weekend, if I remember right. I think we opened the weekend before, and I think Tribal's been open, but I don't hunt Tribal season, so I couldn't even tell you. All right, enough of the Game and Fish stuff. I always have to go on there and see the things I see because I do not think they do a good job. Now, the fisheries, that's different. It seems like we got pretty good fishing in this state. But I can tell you right now, as far as when it comes to the hunting, I think they've done a horrible job. And there's a lot of reasons game populations are down. And it's not all because of the habitat. That's part of the equation. That's a whole nother subject for another show. But I do believe some of this is due to some of the modern farming practices, especially by eliminating some of them on this place, and I've seen the uptick in the wildlife. I'm about positive now that they are, but that, like I said, that's a whole nother another segment, and I'd love to have some other people on here and have a great roundtable on that because it's partially habitat. There's a lot of habitat out there by people like me. I don't take no money for it, and I don't need a partner, and I don't want their money. I'm not going to enroll in a program, but I do have places where I'm not cutting. Places where we're putting in trees, things like that, where put in a food plot, do it all on my own because I don't need anybody's money to help me out and then tell me how to do it. I'm not interested in having a partner. I just am not. So I always ask the landowners, if they weren't getting paid, through a federal program or from one of the fur, fish, and feather groups or whatever it might be, would you do this so-called conservation? And they won't. So they only do it if they can get a paycheck out of it. So that isn't really conservation, is it? And then they'll probably start a fee hunting operation with the environment they created to create all this wildlife, be my guess. But I don't do that. I do think it's a good idea. I think you should do it. If you own land and you like to hunt, absolutely get out there and make it the place. You can have a functioning operation like we do here. We got a cow-calf operation and still have hunting ground that's great. It holds game and is sustainable for game, and you can have a great time. To me, that's probably the true conservationist right there. There's no reason you can't have a fully functioning operation and not participate in government programs. I mean, there's no reason for them. You don't need them. You can do all this on your own. If you're doing things right, you can do it on your own. If you actually give a damn, you'll do it on your own. You shouldn't have to be paid to do it. All right. I know Jamie is going to be hitting deer season. That's his big thing up there. I got to put this out there for him. I know that his dad's been diagnosed with cancer, and we want to just send some prayers out to his dad and make sure that everyone's got him in his thought and got him in your thoughts, because that's a tough thing, and hopefully the docs can help him about and at least go out there and have a great time this weekend hunting deer. I mean, come on, it's deer season. Go have some fun. Hey, Leon says, like the mob, you take the money and leave the cannoli. Yeah. Take the money, leave the cannoli. Yeah, if you haven't seen The Godfather, go watch it. It's a fun show. But yeah, absolutely. And that's what they do. Game and Fish, I can tell you right now, I see so many private operations that manage wild game on their places, whether it's high fenced or not. They have an operation, and they both exist. It's your private property. Do what you want. And they do a much better job. They always have the best deer. They have the best places to hunt, and they do it privately. Again, private industry generally, without interference of government, always will do something better. And it's no different on a cattle operation, on a farming operation, on a hunting operation, or a mix of them. Do it yourself, and you'll never regret it. Plain and simple. And the conies, yeah. Exactly, Leon, exactly. So, all right, we're coming up here about, I'm taking a few breaks because I think we got to save our sponsors and keep them on board. And yes, I'm a little rusty, everybody. There's no doubt about it. I can see it. I can feel it. But we're going to take another quick break. Again, thank our sponsors. And we'll be right back with another segment. And then at the top of the hour, hopefully we'll have Jason on board.
Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
When you want it done right,
Go where lemons go.
Kalon's Auto Service, owned and operated by Kalon and Misty Foss, lifelong locals with over 25 years experience. From modern rides to classic restorations, they can handle it all. Top quality work, fair price, and honest hometown values. Located just one block south of Highway 12 on 6th Avenue West in Lemmon, Kalon's Auto Service, serving you with all your auto repair needs.
For the best gun gear for every and any situation, Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
At Horton LaserCraft, we believe in the power of personalization. Whether it's a cherished memory, a special occasion, or a unique gift, our custom laser engraving brings your vision to life. Our expert craftsmen and state-of-the-art technology ensure every piece is a work of art. From personalized decor to one-of-a-kind keepsakes, Horton LaserCraft makes every moment unforgettable. Horton LaserCraft is owned and operated by a local veteran and his wife located near Thunderhawk, South Dakota. They provide custom laser products at a reasonable price, and their turnaround time is fast and efficient.
Custom board cutting, glassware, decanter sets, mugs, assorted stainless steel jewelry, assorted tags, decor, custom acrylic nightlights, and much, much more.
Call them up at 605-545-7535. Horton LaserCraft, where memories are engraved.
All right, we are back. I did find out, I was able to find some of the things they're going to be talking about. Boat safety equipment, of course, they want to put in there, they're changing some language. All motorboats less than 16 feet in length and all non-powered vessels rather than boats now. So I suppose that means everything. Must have a United States Coast Guard approved device labeled as a Type 1, 2, or 3 and 70 more newtons. Basically, a life jacket. So any vessel, whether it's a jet ski, whether it's a paddleboard, I imagine. I mean, they say vessels. There's no exclusions on there, it doesn't look like. So, yeah, just so everybody is aware of that. Fire extinguishers, motorboats of less than 26 feet in length need no fire extinguishing equipment unless the boat has a double bottom, not sealed to the hull, and not completely filled with flotation material. Also, unless it has a closed storage. I mean, there's a whole bunch of restrictions here. So it looks like it's kind of what I figured. It's going to be mostly on a life vest, and they're going to apply it to everything the way it looks like now, just so everybody knows. That's coming up for North Dakota. All right. So I did have something in the can here that I want to talk about. So Washington, D.C., as you know, is not exactly friendly to the Second Amendment, even after, I mean, we've had how many? Think about it. How many decisions we've had? D.C. versus Keller, New York, Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin. I mean, those two, them were the two big ones. And here we go, guys. Districts done all it can to disarm law-abiding citizens. And this is what the Trump administration revealed is the true crime problem in Washington, D.C. It's why President Trump declared a state of emergency. I mean, that's why he did it. He saw what the crime numbers were. So let's just give you a little bit of those numbers and show you that this is exactly why. Now, remember, little Chucky Schumer, Democrat, Tommy, he basically comes out and he says, I walk around all the time. I wake up early in the morning. I feel perfectly safe. And Republicans who voice concerns about safety, they're just full of it. That was his remarks as to when President Trump took it over, because it's just the safest city around, right? Well, not so much. So the Crime Prevention Research Center, if you don't know what they are, that's John Lott Jr.'s organization, and he's the one that, he wrote More Guns, Less Crime. He's got a ton of books out there. They went ahead and did the numbers on Washington, D.C. So the report, when they got done with the numbers, and this is, remember, D.C. actually has a problem too as far as reporting. Several people, they become whistleblowers, were telling the D.C. police officers in the field that when they'd come up on a rape or murder or something, they'd actually have the report written up with a lesser crime, sometimes making it a misdemeanor. So this is stats that probably don't even reflect how bad it really is. Robbery rate in Washington, D.C. is 291% higher than the highest state in the country, which is Maryland. Research also shows that the murder rate in Washington, D.C. is 169% higher than the most dangerous state in the United States, which is Louisiana, which that one kind of shocked me, but I guess you're getting down there, you got New Orleans, it's a pretty deep blue town, I suppose. Get this, that's 434% higher than the national average. So Washington, D.C., the place that some people want that to become a state, has a 434% higher murder rate than the national average. That sounds like a state you want to bring in. Yeah, I don't think so. The violent crime rate in Washington, D.C., 39% higher than the highest state in the country, and that's Alaska. Now, there, I'm sure there's some numbers there that maybe skew that a little bit when you look at the population of, say, D.C. versus the state of Alaska. But for this report, it's 39%. But that is 198% higher than the national average nationwide. And like I said, these are relevant because this is the same leftists that don't want you as a law-abiding citizen to have a firearm because it's dangerous. They actually oversee the most dangerous city probably in the United States, and they want to become a 51st state, which is impossible without a constitutional amendment because that's laid out pretty clear as to why Washington, D.C. is under congressional control. So let's go here and let's look here. We got, and they don't give the name, but a former D.C. Metropolitan Police Department officer, he actually sued the department in 2020. He accused them of manipulating crime data. They were misclassifying crimes and downgrading felonies and misdemeanors. So just like I was talking about. Earlier in the year, another one charged and was levied against the Metropolitan Police Department by the police union, claiming the same thing. They claimed that the directive to change classifications of offenses came from command staff. So the members actually of the union basically were complaining, and this was what the response was. It says, when our members respond to a scene of a felony offense where there is a victim reporting that a felony occurred, inevitably there will be a lieutenant or a captain that would show up on scene and direct those police officers to take a report for a lesser offense. This was from the Fraternal Order of Police Chairman Greg Pementern. So instead of taking a report for a shooting or a stabbing, for instance, or a carjacking, they would order that officer to take a report for a theft or an injured person to the hospital or a felony assault, which is not the same type of classification. So degrading or downgrading the actual offense. Wow. How about that, huh? And this is, law-abiding gun owners, they are not the problem, never have been the problem. But things like this are what's been hamstringing them in Washington, D.C. Prior to Heller, citizens have an individual right to keep bear arms. Citizens in D.C. had no functional ability to exercise that right. And they're still being infringed upon. I hear it all the time. I still know people out there. Since 2017, in the U.S. Court of Appeals in the District of Columbia decided Wren versus District of Columbia, they were forced to operate under the shall issue permitting, but they still don't. They made it expensive. They make the procedure very long, complicated. They do everything they can to make it so you don't even want to try to do it. When I kind of looked into this a little bit more, it's the same old thing. The Democrat mayor, which is Muriel Bowser, Democrat, she basically said, you have a mayor who hates guns. She said that right after she took office. So your elected mayor, I imagine we got one of them in New York now too coming in, but said that you have a mayor that hates guns. If it was up to me, we wouldn't have any handguns in the District of Columbia, and I swear to protect the Constitution and what the courts say, but I will do it in the most restrictive way possible. Wow. So she took an oath to the Constitution. She swears to protect it, but she's not going to enforce it. She's not going to follow it. She's going to actually put roadblocks up to guarantee the rights of the Constitution to its citizens. And that's what she basically did. So, Trump under, and I want to read this. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17. This is in our Constitution. Congress shall have power to exercise exclusive legislation in all cases whatsoever over the district not exceeding the 10 miles square, as may, by cession of particular states and the acceptance of Congress, become the seat of government in the United States. So what I just read there, that completely makes the District of Columbia, that 10 square miles, the ward of the Congress. Okay, just to put it in simple terms. Congress dictates to them. Now, they did make a home rule. They let the home rule in 1973, the Home Rule Act. But it doesn't matter because it still was created just to let them have a mayor and have a city council, to kind of govern as themselves. It's almost like a reservation system. Yeah, but actually the reservations probably got more rights because they're considered sovereign by the federal government. So they're still a ward of the feds as far as the District of Columbia. they definitely are only allowed to have these privileges, and they can take them away anytime with them. And I like how they put it. Washington, D.C.'s local government is a creation of and exists entirely at the pleasure of Congress and the federal government. And that's absolute truth. So President Trump was well within his means to go ahead and take power, declare an emergency, and he's cleaned it up. You'll love this. Carjackings went down 87% in the first weeks of the federal takeover. And, you know, I'm hearing that from people I know that live out there. In fact, Gene probably can tell us. I know his daughter's working out there now, too. So here, you have to excuse me for a minute. Sorry, I've been kind of fighting a cold here lately. So, yeah. I just wanted to bring that up to you guys. Washington, D.C. has been crazy. Ridiculous as far as what they were allowing to happen. And now we have a crackdown. And I know they lifted some of those restrictions as well in Washington, D.C. as far as getting your permit. So that's great news out there. Thank Trump again. He's the guy that's cleaning things up. I know Jason's going to be joining us here after the top of the hour. So I'm going to take another quick break, everybody. Thanks for tuning in here. Powered by Lauer Auto Repair right downtown there in Bismarck, North Dakota. Go ahead and get your vehicle checked out. You guys know him. You know the name. You know the service. Doug and the crew have been doing a great job down there. So we're going to take another quick break here. We're going to bring Jason in on the other side of this. And we want you to go in and support those sponsors we have. All right. We'll see you guys here in about 3 minutes, I believe.
LAUER Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at LAUER Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with LAUER, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. LAUER Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at LAUER Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's LAUER Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
When you want it done right,
Go where lemons go.
Kalon's Auto Service, owned and operated by Kalon and Misty Foss, lifelong locals with over 25 years experience. From modern rides to classic restorations, they can handle it all. Top quality work, fair price, and honest hometown values. Located just 1 block south of Highway 12 on 6th Avenue West in Lemmon. Kalon's Auto Service, serving you with all your auto repair needs.
For the best gun gear for every and any situation, Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul's, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
At Horton LaserCraft, we believe in the power of personalization. Whether it's a cherished memory, a special occasion, or a unique gift, our custom laser engraving brings your vision to life. Our expert craftsmen and state-of-the-art technology ensure every piece is a work of art. From personalized decor to one-of-a-kind keepsakes, Horton LaserCraft makes every moment unforgettable. Horton LaserCraft is owned and operated by a local veteran and his wife located near Thunderhawk, South Dakota. They provide custom laser products at a reasonable price, and their turnaround time is fast and efficient.
Custom board cutting, glassware, decanter sets, mugs, assorted stainless steel jewelry, assorted tags, decor, custom acrylic nightlights, and much, much more.
call them up at 605-545-7535. Horton LaserCraft, where memories are engraved.
All right, we are back. Can you hear me, Jason?
Can you hear me?
We got you. We got him on, everybody. All right, so we are back. Thanks to our sponsors again. We'll keep the lights on. You know how that goes, don't you, Jason?
I do.
So I want to introduce everybody. This is Jason Wilson. He is the owner and the founder of Lucid Optics. And I met Jason through the National Rifle Association when I was a field rep. Jason was a great volunteer. You still volunteering over there in Wyoming?
I help out with several charters now and several states, so that has expanded.
Okay, yeah. So, and I know you got me in touch with Nate. I had a lot of things come up. I'm going to reach out to him though here and see what's on store for next year. And good. I see they've got a big event. So, do you know anything about that one at all?
Yeah. So this big event is that your state shooting complex there in South Dakota. Yep. It's kind of like the ribbon cutting, the inaugural event at the facility, as I understand it.
Okay.
It'll be a pretty highbrow event. There'll be lots of high-profile folks who are going to be there. If you can make your way over, it'd be worth seeing.
Yeah, this is, and I found it here, and these were kind of like the special events when I was a rep. They called them under, they weren't events, they were special events then. And as you can see here, guys, you can contact Nate at 307-823-3948 and Brown at nrahq.org. I mean, they got 10 guns there. They're giving a Glock 43, the Citadel, the Levac TAC. You got Kimber stainless steel. It looks like a lot of great guns on here. And I have not been to that new complex. When I go down there in February, I think I'm going to go over there and take a look at this. But this is Friday, November 7th, 5 to 8 p.m. Mountain Time at the Pete Lean and Son State Shooting Complex. And if I remember right, they got Piedmont, South Dakota on there, but I think it's just in the city limits of that, isn't it? I haven't been down there, but I'll have to go check it out. So I'm looking forward to it anyway.
Yeah, it should be good. I'm not going to be able to make it, but it'll be a good time.
Have you been over to that complex yet?
I have. As an RTTA, I got to look at it very, very early on. Okay. So when they looked at range development and all that on it, we gave them some ideas and some pointers and some directions to go. And range services was quite, like in the beginning, instrumental. I think they took the lead and did a lot of it on their own after that. Okay.
Well, that's good. RTTA, there's a term I haven't heard in a long time. Range Technical Team Advisor. So I suppose you've got the state of South Dakota then.
It's in.
Oh, are you still there? We lost your audio.
I have to help the range. I'm on the range, so I'm helping from that side as well.
Okay. We seem to, where your audio's cutting out there a little bit, Jason, if you can hear me.
I don't know. Hear you. Can you not hear me?
Unless it's just on my end, but hopefully not. So, all right, Jason. Well, so Jason, he has been elected. As everybody knows, that there's been some issues with the National Rifle Association. I've always stayed true blue to them because it's not the organization as a whole that was having these issues. It was pretty internal. I think I even saw some of that stuff when I was there. And I retired in 2015, so it's 10 years since I've been there. But I remember Wayne was there and that whole crew and Kyle and I don't know about you, Jason, but I know you were involved a lot with us there at the Friends program. And I think we were all seeing some of these things. And I love what's happened. They call it NRA 2.0. I think that's what the new president's calling it, isn't it?
It is. So it is the reform movement.
Okay.
They want to see the NRA get back on their feet. Through its ideals, get rid of the overpriced suits and the irresponsibility that they used the members. There was only a handful of those folks on the board that were doing, but
yeah. Hey, Jason, or now guys they're telling me that they're having a little problem. Would you want to log out and come back in, bud? We're having a lot of trouble it's breaking up pretty bad, your audio. Your video isn't, but your audio is.
Which is, yeah, I'll log back. How do I do that?
You've got the link yet, don't you? All right, guys, we're going to see if we can't get him to come back in there. Yeah, I don't know. It got all janky. It was working just fine, and I don't know what was happening. And like that, that's Jason. And he, like I said, he's owner of Lucid and does a great job over there. So let's see if we got him back. How are we doing now? Is it good?
Well, I can hear you just fine, but it's still setting my stage.
Oh, okay. We can hear you. I can hear you better. So anyone let us know here if it's not working. All right. So. All right. We know that the reform's going, and like you said, it was just a few people in there, and I understand that Wayne has paid back all that money the way it sounded with interest. I do love that the president got a brand new. Well, he knew, I guess it's been up there for a while, but he has his own site for transparency.
Yes,
if you got you guys' membership number, you can hit that thing, and I'm telling you, everything's in there. It's very transparent. If you got any questions, I don't know what more you could need, because he pretty much puts it out there for everybody to see. I guess that's my thought about that.
That's a big change. That's been a big push the past couple of years. Mm-hmm. Transparency, membership accountability.
Yeah, I'm going to pull it up here. Here's what it looks like, everybody. It's called the President's Forum. And you go to nrapresident.com. He talks about the website. He's got he's got a contact email. I don't think we've ever had that, Jason, where you could just email the president of the NRA. I just don't ever remember seeing that.
Well, and I will tell you that Mr. Bockenberg reads every one of those emails. I don't know that he sleeps much. And he responds to a good share of them. So it's likely you'll get a response direct from the president.
That's awesome. I mean, because we haven't had that. I know we've never had that. If you wanted to talk to Wayne, even if we were employees, we had to kind of go through our RDs and work up the chain to do that. So we'd see him there at winter meetings, and he'd shake hands and say hi. But really, other than that, we never had no contact with him or any kind of conversations, really.
Well, I will tell you, Doug Hamlin, he's getting out and going and meeting people on their turf.
Really? Great.
He came out to the Kel-Tec grand opening for the Wyoming plant, and we had a kind of a Wyoming meeting with him. He just a down-to-earth guy like the rest of us, and he's very effective. He's getting stuff done at the NRA that hasn't been done in decades.
Well, I've noticed, and I've heard this just locally from the guys running matches. They say the range department has increased, 200% in what they're doing for them, in competitions.
Yes.
And I know that was always a complaint when I was a rep. And honestly, they had legitimate complaints. It seemed like the competition divisions just weren't. I know they were understaffed, and I don't think they were getting the funding from the budgets I've seen.
Yeah, I don't think they were getting what they're getting now. It's a big push to take care of our members and the folks that push our ideals forward.
Yeah. And that's what it sounded like. I watched, I think there was a YouTube video where the president, he made that exact thing that, basically they're going to take care of the members. And he did. If you go on that president website and you look at the last 8-year archives, he pretty much lays it out there, doesn't he?
Yeah. Step by step, where things were, how they happened, what the conditions were of the AG's lawsuit, and how we were making a path forward from that.
Yep.
True accountability and transparency. It's on a stage like I've never seen before.
Yeah, well, me too, and that's why I wanted to get you on here, because NRA is coming up. We got a new annual meeting coming up here. I think there's going to be another wave of reform candidates, from what I'm hearing. I know Al Hammond got on there. You got on there. Did Haggard get on there? I can't remember.
Haggard's on. Yep.
That's what I thought. I remember there was several guys like, hey, it's kind of cool. I actually know board members now.
Yeah, there's a pretty fair group of us now that came from the Field Ops Foundation side.
Yeah, and you're getting stuff done. Before, it was names that you're like, okay, they were a celebrity. You might know who they are, the Ted Nugents and the Tom Sellecks, but they really didn't get to do a whole hell of a lot, in my opinion.
Well, the figurehead board members are kind of fading away.
Yep,
the celebrity things, they're good for endorsements, but we let marketing handle that stuff now.
Right.
The board members are really there to go to work. The association has had some problems, and we're digging out of the hole, to be quite honest with you. And they got our plates pretty full right in the ship.
So would you say, since all this has happened, have you seen do you know if they've seen an increase in membership?
Well, so the industry is overall, it's down. And so, depending on where you take your pin from, membership's down as well.
Okay.
We're starting to see memberships start to churn and come back because a lot of folks made the promise that if Wayne was gone, they'd come back.
Right.
If Charles Cotton was gone, that they'd come back. Well, both of those guys are out now, and we're starting to see members come back. We've still got a lot of trust to rebuild, though. So
I still hear it every day myself, and of course, like I said, I've never wavered. I didn't drop my membership. Well, I've got a Top Life membership, so, and my boys are too. I just, what I always tell people: listen, if it wouldn't have been for the National Rifle Association, you wouldn't have the rights you have today. Right or wrong on some of the things that happened internally, there's still the 10,000-pound gorilla in the corner.
And you're absolutely right. What we've gotten away from in recent years is telling the members what we're doing.
Yep.
We are still, like you said, the 10,000-pound gorilla in the room, and we've got a half a floor of lawyers that are going to work every day for the rights.
Yep.
You're seeing all the legislative changes come through. John Comerford's on top of all of that and making great strides. The face of the Second Amendment in this country has never been better.
Well, look at the victories that ILA's had. I mean, I don't know how anyone can deny that it was because of the NRA that we were having these huge victories. Granted, some of these other groups like to come and ride the coattails. There's no doubt about that. And I think they all need to be on board with those big lawsuits. But there's been some huge, and they were game changing, like Bruin. That was huge.
Bruin was amazing. Yes.
That was the one. And I think we're going to see a few more before this is done.
Well, and then, we start looking forward to things like the big, beautiful bill coming up, which has opened the door for changing the landscape completely with NFA and ATF.
Yes.
There's going to be some shocking changes that come as a result of that.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad to hear that. I truly am. And, I don't know. I'm guessing you're still in the same camp as we would be when it comes to Trump. I hear a lot of things that people don't understand. They like to hear sound bites, but let's face it, this administration's done more probably for the Second Amendment than any I can remember. I'm 51 years old, so I don't remember too many doing the things that this administration has actually gotten done. And people need to remember the wheels of bureaucracy run very, very slow. And I can tell you there's roadblocks everywhere being put up in front of them just on the little things they've accomplished.
Agreed.
I look at what Trump's done just with the DOJ, and I know a lot of people are upset with Bondi or they're upset with Kash Patel. Well, for one, they can't tell you everything. Okay. We know that, that, we all know that, right? Just like you can't tell us everything that's going on because right now that's just not great public information probably.
There is information that is for public digest, and there's information that's not. It'll come out eventually.
Yep.
Don't lose faith. But there's some things that are just better kept quiet.
Absolutely, and they have to be that. Well, we used to do that within our own. We couldn't say certain things because we were working on deals. Something really cool. Like remember when the Kel-Tec PMRs came out? They were a brand new gun. Well, we all knew we were getting them, but we couldn't say nothing because it wasn't ready for public release yet. And that's a little thing, but there's a lot of things going on like that. Just be patient, everybody, and hold the course.
Take a deep breath and realize that the NRA is changing. It's coming back for the better.
It is.
We are membership focused, which means all you members out there that stayed with us, you're going to reap those benefits. And we're going to be trying to court those members that left us to get you back because we are still the only organization that goes as deep as we do for our membership.
Oh, absolutely. And I kept always, I said that as a rep. I said it after I retired. The NRA is the most successful. And me and Jamie, my buddy who helped me, does this. He's got 701 Nation now. We're doing 4 programs here. But we always say NRA is a civil rights organization, and it truly is.
It is. Has been since day one.
Since day one. They just that. I mean, they've been around a long time, and they've been through just probably about every change you can imagine. And this is just going to be another one, but I think it's going to be a positive one. I really look for positive things coming out of the NRA now.
Yeah, there's plenty to be talked about. There's lots of positives that's moving.
Oh, still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you want to highlight any of them, or?
Well, we can. We've gone recently through kind of an overhaul.
Okay.
From a business structure standpoint, it's probably something that should have been done a year and a half ago. But we're coming out the other side a leaner, meaner, more equipped fighting machine to handle the challenges in a contemporary way. We've got a brand new media group that's handling information on the social media side of things, keeping the world up to date with what's going on with proper information, not rhetoric.
Okay.
And it's a bunch of young guys that are tech savvy. So I don't know if you've noticed or not, but on the social media platforms, there's a lot more NRA presence now that is kind of centric around what's going on in the country.
Okay.
And what it means for you in your part of the world for your Second Amendment rights. That information is groundbreaking from just the ability to be able to share it. It's been way too long that the NRA hasn't been at that level of platform, and we're here now.
Right. Well, I don't do a lot of social media anymore, so I haven't seen it, but I'll have to go check it out. I do know that I've seen it show up a lot more on X than it used to,
Yep.
which is great to see because
the team over there, they're hitting all the platforms. The optics on what we're putting out from a graphical standpoint, from an information share, is up to the minute, state of the art stuff. And it is changing the face of how we communicate with a newer demographic. I mean, the Gen Z guys, they don't even know who we are.
Well,
so we're
yeah.
trying to re-educate a whole group of people in this country about the Second Amendment, what it really means for them.
Right. Well, let's see here. I'll pull something up here. And this was one they had pinned up there. And I believe this had to do with the Dammy thing, which we all know how that went. So let's pull that up. It's just one of the videos I'm seeing here now. And I'll go ahead and play that for everybody.
Yeah, go ahead.
I echo the call from Governor Hochul for a nationwide ban on assault rifles.
He is now going to be New York City's next mayor.
Gavin Newsom is proposing something never done before on gun control, having states work together to pass a U.S. constitutional amendment on guns.
I'll issue the open invitation, come together and let's ban assault weapons.
Changes to magazine capacity and what's permissible for magazine capacity, a ban on large capacity magazines.
Projected winner, Democratic nominee, former member of Congress, Abigail Spanberger.
We do not need assault weapons. We do not need high-capacity magazines.
I believe we need to reinstate the assault weapons ban.
Waiting periods, cracking down on trafficking, and banning assault weapons.
Democrat Mikey Sherrill has defeated Republican Jack Ciattarelli.
Wow. Yeah, that's kind of nice to see. They're thinking, aren't they? They're finally getting out there. And we didn't see this before, honestly. I always thought they were lagging behind when it came to things like midterms or elections here lately. And, well, we all kind of know why. So I'm glad to see this kind of stuff, Jason.
Well, and that messaging you just watched, that hit a couple days ago. And so it's extremely contemporary.
Yeah.
From an information share, we're living in a world where the messaging changes on a minute-to-minute basis, and the NRA is now keeping pace.
That's great.
Which is phenomenal change from what we're talking about from where we were 5 years ago.
So everybody, if you want to go on your X feed, just hit @NRA, and boom, you're going to be there. Follow it, and you're ready to rock and roll on there. I think that's honestly, Jason, that's where we should have been a long time ago, is on those things, even when I was still there. We just weren't there. I mean, look how many years the Friends of NRA program was in existence, and I've met people every day that didn't know what it was.
Right. And that's all changing.
Yeah, that was a huge program, and it is the fundamental financing mechanism for gun safety ranges. You name it. I mean, that is the premier fundraising. There's no other group out there doing anything like that.
Not even close.
Not even close. And you gotta hand it to Larry Potterfield when I think they did the first one with Midway USA, didn't they?
They did. Good old Larry.
Yeah, he's just, I mean, that guy, he's a rock star when it comes to supporting the Second Amendment. There's no doubt about that. So, all right. So I'm going to pull up this one here. And this one, and I'm pulling this off that president's site because, hey, guess what? I'm a member. I can access it. So, and I just wanted to, I'm sure you've seen all this. So this is right there from the NRApresident.com site. And it has these last 8 years in here. And I've read this whole thing, and nobody's going to be able to read through this, but I wanted everybody to see this. I'm sure you know exactly what's in here and how it's being presented. And it is very transparent. It's like they got the bullet point. Were there serious problems as leadership? Yes. Were those problems unacceptable? Absolutely. Were most board members kept in the dark? They were. They answered 3 pretty big questions there, didn't they?
They did. And if you think about those statements and how they would have been perceived by the public at the time, that was the problems with the NRA.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I can tell you flat out that I was pretty much in the dark when I was there because we were hearing things like this when we were in the field, right? I mean, as reps, what were we? We were the face of the NRA, right?
You were the only paid NRA guy in the state, typically.
Yeah, right, exactly. So we'd get these questions, and then we'd send them up the chain, and the response we kept getting was, "Oh, it ain't true. No, this didn't happen, and that didn't happen." Then we find out it did happen, and then we look dumb,
right?
And it lost trust, not just with our members, but as a whole, as the NRA guy being in the state, which made things a little more difficult. You had to walk that back, and I didn't like that. That was a horrible position we were in, and that's 10 years ago.
For half of that time, it got worse.
I'm sure.
For the past 3 years, we've really made a concerted effort on bringing things out of the shadows, talking about them openly, finding ways to solve the problems. One of the interesting things that came through the lawsuit is the NRA board now has a compliance officer.
Seen that, yes.
And it's an interesting thing because this guy, he is not necessarily beholden to any one person at the NRA. So he doesn't answer to somebody, right? But he's there for oversight. If somebody sees something that's just not right or doesn't fit into the code of ethics, they can go to him and not fear retribution.
Wow, that's big change.
Huge change.
Huge change, yeah.
And problems get fixed pretty fast because you catch them when they're small.
Right, yeah. I mean, so there's some, okay, I figured this was going to bring it up. So said Doug Wolf puts out here, he said, how did Uncle Wayne get so much power and no checks? Well, I think you hit on some of it. There's no one overseeing, no compliance officer, no nothing, right?
No compliance officer. And there were some board members that were just, quite frankly, complicit because they were all kind of in cahoots, if you don't, use a weird word, but they were all working together, and they shut the board out of a lot of decisions and a lot of things that were going on, and that's just unacceptable. And that mindset is gone.
Yeah, and that's what I'm hearing too. I'm hearing that. Well, I still communicate with some of my buddies, the reps that were friends of mine when I was there, and they've even said that the shift has just went. Phew, he says it's night and day, and I'm glad to hear that, and I'm sure you're seeing that and feeling that too.
Yeah, as a freshman board member, anybody that knows me for about 2 seconds knows I'm not going to sit by and
no, you're not.
So in my very first board meeting, I was at the mic going, guys, we need to do this and this and this. And they were listening, which kind of took me, rocked me on my heels for a second because I expected it to fall somewhat on a bureaucracy of deaf ears.
Right.
But no, I was approached after the meeting. I got to sit down with some key board members and write some resolutions and look at tweaking some bylaws so things like that couldn't happen again.
Good deal.
It was stunning to watch a board actually function the way it should.
Well, they are supposed to be in charge. And I guess I felt when I was there that the only person in charge was Wayne.
And in his day, that's how it was.
Yeah. And I mean, I used to watch some of the people that were even above us, even some that, were probably higher than the RDs even. And they acted like he walked on water around there. He was a man, right? And he did
just like anybody else. He was a man.
Yeah. And I just couldn't believe this. And you didn't want to dare say this. And we got told all the time, don't do this, don't say that. Like, really? I said, is that where we're at here? I just felt the bureaucracy was overwhelming. It was one of my biggest complaints. Being in the field was great, Jason. I love that part of the job. Sure. Being out there, being with the people. And we grew the Dakotas to something that they haven't seen since, unfortunately.
It's coming.
But I think we can get them going again. And I mean, I love what we did. Wyoming was big. I mean, you remember what Dave did.
Oh gosh.
I mean,
he worked hard.
Oh yeah. I think he lived and breathed it like the rest of us did, I think.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, we watched these states grow and grow and grow, and it'll come back. I think this is a huge step seeing this website. I mean, when I go through this and you see, they talk about the consequences of the failures. Well, and I talked about some things you were talking about. Plus, here's, repeated private jet trips to the Bahamas taken by, Wayne, paid for by the NRA, which I didn't know that. Helicopter rides to a NASCAR race to avoid traffic. I mean, you start going through this, and this is transparency. This is what the members wanted to see, and here it is, all on this. Everything's here. You can't miss it. You just can't.
Well, if you're curious at all, it's a great place to start. And if you have further questions, sit down at your computer and write Doug Hanlon an email. He'll answer you.
Yeah, and I've heard that more than once. I'd say that's why I've been wanting. I thought I got to get you on here because I've been off the show for about a month, Jason. I had some other things going on here, but this was, I thought, a great show to come back on. So I thought this will work pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm looking some more of this stuff, and you can probably read a little better now. They talked about there's a robust hotline that's been put in, so that's good to see. Signs are all over headquarters now to report. I think this is some of the stuff that came out in the court, didn't it?
Yeah, one of the tenets of the best practices of a nonprofit 501c4, you're seeing a lot of these compliance things. They're more of a HR or people and culture type of orientation.
Gotcha.
But it starts to break down those silos that you started to see happening internally, department by department.
And that's good.
The notion of team is really kind of picking up and gaining steam at the NRA. It's exciting to watch.
Yeah, and as well as I do the silos that were at NRA headquarters.
Oh yeah.
Even before you were a board member, it was atrocious. Really, it was one of the things that always torqued me off because one department wouldn't talk. It was just like being in a government function. I mean, it functioned like that. Everyone had their own little thing they wanted to protect. No one would talk to each other. We're all on the same team, but we weren't. We didn't fight any of the same battles.
And if you look at the organization structure of the NRA, we do function more like a government than we do necessarily a business.
Yes.
With the board and the way that we run the businesses and the committees for all the programs we offer membership, we operate a lot more like a government than a business.
They did, yes. Are they still doing that? Or are they?
It's even more so now because they're making everybody talk, and the committees have to do reports and provide them to the board at the end of the week session that we have there. Got another one coming up in January.
Okay.
We're going to set the stage for annual meetings in, I believe it's Houston this year.
I believe it's Houston, yeah. And then I think they said Atlanta again in 27.
Sounds right. But if you're a member, go to that show. Attend the meetings, get involved. We want you.
Well, I'm hoping. We'll see. I got to see what the dates are. I was foolish and went back into cattle, so I got calving season I got to be around for.
Yeah, that's tough. You're busy at that time of year.
I'm busy. At least we're getting paid for our efforts, I think now. But it's me. I've always loved that, right? That's what I did. I did that before I was ever a rep, and Yeah, it was inevitable. I got 2 boys now, and one's 18 and graduated, the other one's 16, so they're not going to be too far away, and then I can retire again, Jason.
Are they wanting to do cattle?
Yeah, they both want to be on the place.
Oh, geez. All right.
Yeah. You got to remember, this place here, we're not debt ridden like a lot of them are. We don't have those problems, and we're not so huge we can't run it ourselves. I mean, I have no desire to have 30,000 acres ever in my life. Don't need that many acres. Then I got to have employees again, and I don't want that. So.
Oh, yeah.
You know what that's about,
I know it well. I came off a 140,000 acre cattle ranch in the southeast corner of Wyoming.
Yeah.
I was the youngest trail boss, I think maybe in the history, the trail boss. At 9 years old, I was running ranch hands.
Man.
And I tell you, you had to earn some respect at that age.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're young whippersnapper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's he got here? So Brian Wanner says, just so they fix the holes in the boat and don't start adding more people to bail water like government does.
Yeah, well, we're fixing the holes in the boat, and only the people that can function for the organization get to come aboard.
There you go. The productive people.
Correct.
Yeah. And I've heard that too. I was going through some of the other stuff on this, because I knew I'm gonna be talking to you, and it looks like they've let go a lot of waste, I guess you could say.
A couple waves of it recently.
Yes.
The recent one was probably the deepest cut I've seen in a while, but it did clean up some waste. It got rid of some redundancy.
And there was a lot.
Really kind of put us to be more efficient, and that just saves time and money for everybody.
That's good to hear. I really, like I said, I'm so confident. I'm so excited to see what's going on within the NRA. It's been needed for a long time, and we all know that. I did not know it was like that though, Jason, until all that came out after I retired. Then I started seeing these court cases coming out in the past few years. I was wow. So everything that I was told was a lie when it come to what Wayne was doing.
They were covering a lot of stuff up because they knew it was criminal.
Yeah. And the worst part about that is because people like me or Dave or any of us reps, we were holding the line, right? That's what you do when we looked at it as a battle. We're the Army, we're the battle.
That's right.
We held the line, and we found out that our commanders, they really probably should have been taken out. It was kind of bad because we were telling our other people, our volunteers, that too. And you're right. The trust has got to be earned back, and I think it will be.
We work every day for it.
Well, and that's something new at the NRA with the board of directors.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's why I wanted to have you coming on, though. I really did. So if you got anything else more you want to talk about the NRA, because otherwise let's switch and talk about Lucid.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you're not an NRA member, join. It's worth your time.
Absolutely. Get it done. Is it still $35, which is still dirt cheap?
It's crazy dirt cheap. That annual membership is really inexpensive. And in the grand scheme of it all, if you look at the life memberships at I think they're $1,500, you can go through a recruiter and get a discount, but that's really economical for the services you're getting out of the NRA.
Yes, it is. I joined life membership when it was $500, and I could sign my kids up then for $250. I mean, yeah. I think my oldest was a life member with like day 2 of his life. So
outstanding.
I don't know if he was the youngest, but he had to be darn close.
That's awesome.
I signed him. Well, I was working for him then, so it's pretty easy. I could sign him up myself, so I did.
Sure.
But yeah, I would really highly recommend anybody, if you're not a member or you have been a member and you quit because of some of the things, now's the time to get back in. Be part of that voice, because you do have a voice. If you go to that annual meeting, you really got a voice. That's how these guys all got in. You get a chance to vote. You get and have your say, and you vote on amendments, and you can vote on bylaw changes if they come out. There's so much you can do and be active if you choose to do so.
Correct.
And steer the NRA where you want it. And that's how guys like Jason get in. That's how guys like Al got in, and Craig and all these guys. And I mean, there was some huge reforms on that board, and it looks like to me it worked.
Well, and the average age of the board member has come down substantially in the past.
That's a good thing.
It's a great thing. because we're getting modern and contemporary ideas and folks that are talented at business and economics. It's a substantial shift.
So I read an article. I did that because we do a radio show on Friday mornings on KFYR here, based out of Bismarck. So I had that on there, and there were some articles I'd written, and I talked about how, yeah, you got businessmen in there and entrepreneurs, people that know how to get things done.
Correct.
And that's what you needed. That's what the board is actually, under the bylaws, the board's supposed to run the NRA, not the other way around. And They're doing that.
It has gotten back to that.
Well, that's a good thing. So is it going to still stay as big as it is, or there's talk about reducing board members?
There's talk about reducing the numbers. They're trying to figure out how to go about effecting that change.
Okay.
For me, it would be simple. You have an executive board, right?
Correct. Yep.
And then all the other board members would be committee-oriented advisors.
Okay.
Right?
There you go.
And that would reduce the board to, we're keeping it at an odd number, 13, right?
Yep.
Which is a substantial shift if they utilize their advisors right.
Yeah.
And I think the velocity of the NRA would increase 100 times if they embrace that.
I think you're right, because it's a large board. Large boards are hard to work within. They just are. Everyone's got an equal say, which is fine, but that means you have equal number of ideas too.
And it all has to be, packaged up in Robert's rules and done right.
Correct.
For it to be legal.
Yes. I mean, we've got the North Dakota Stockmen's Association up here, way too big a board. And again, I've been to those board meetings, and it's very difficult to do anything, honestly, because you got too many people you got to have some structure, plain and simple. Robert's Rules of Orders is what I use for my meetings, and I hope everybody's using those.
Well, and they're very structured out to where if you have something you want to have brought before the board in a meeting, you have to get it to the secretary's office in advance in the form of a resolution.
Okay, well,
that way it gets put on the agenda, and they go through the agenda pretty rigorously. They don't get distracted.
So I'm gonna throw. We got comments coming in. I don't know if you've been seeing them. So Leon puts one.
I'm not seeing much. I got a blank screen. So
okay. So it says,
radio.
Give us something on dismantling the NFA's paradigm of application taxes and registrations. I imagine I'm guessing you've got something about that.
Yep. I can talk to that on the very 50,000 foot view. If you need details, and again, this is one of those things that's evolving, and there's not a lot that can be shared because it's going to be active lawsuits and court cases.
Correct. Yep.
But with the big beautiful bill, what happened was they reduced the tax on suppressors, short-barreled rifles, any other weapons to $0. What that does effectively is exposes the NFA and the ATF to be a registration scheme.
Yes.
So that makes it unconstitutional by the nature of the organization. So it's the catalyst that's going to dismantle the NFA, hopefully dismantle the ATF, and put the regulatory enforcement side in the hands of the FBI, where they're doing the work anyway.
Yeah, that's where it should be.
Right. So Title 26 gives the NFA and the ATF their charter. And gotcha. Title 26, if you're not aware, is the IRS code.
Yes.
So without a revenue source, it makes it unconstitutional.
Yeah, it don't need to exist anymore. And
correct.
Not aside from that, there's no need for it.
Correct. And so what I envision seeing here is, if we're successful, and I believe we'll be successful to a degree, suppressors, for example, will get declassified as a firearm, and they'll be available at a hardware store like a muzzle brake.
Wouldn't that be nice? That's how it should be.
Well, and if it was invented today, they'd be mandatory equipment.
Well, get this. You know this. You've been to South Africa. I mean, anyone can have one over there, right?
Well, when I went the first time, we got there, and since I couldn't travel with my suppressors because of the NFA rules, right? We went to a hardware store in Johannesburg and bought 2 of them over the counter for $65 a piece.
Wow.
They threaded them on site for my rifle, and I went hunting.
Yes, there.
I left them in South Africa with my guide because I can't bring them home. But over there, it's rude to shoot without one.
Well, that's a lot of the other countries that still have firearms and hunting. Yeah, they consider it very rude. It's to them a hearing protection device, and it's rude not to have them. And here we are, we're taxing them and restricting them and trying to do everything. Well, I shouldn't say we know what party's trying to do that. They don't want you to have them.
In American politics, if you give a politician a little bit of control, he'll take it.
And keep it and do everything he can to expand on it.
Right.
Absolutely.
And suppressors really got rolled up when they tried to prosecute Al Capone in 1934 when the NFA was created. And it got shoved into interstate tax. He didn't pay his tax. And that's how they drilled it to make it constitutional.
Yeah. And you're right. That's where the creation of it come from. And then $200 back then was a huge amount of money.
Yes, yeah, and it hasn't kept pace with economics because they left it alone.
Right. Well, they probably knew that fight would eventually come to it. And nobody, I would imagine after 1934, and then, of course, World War II comes about in the 40s, no one even thought about it till, 1968 Gun Control Act, of course, right. And now we're where we're at. So, yeah. No, I think you're right. I do. No one realized that zeroing out the tax, which I think takes effect January 1, right?
Correct. And that's part of what the government shutdown's going on right now. They talk about healthcare and how the Democrats are holding you hostage over healthcare for illegal immigrants, right?
Illegal aliens, absolutely.
Well,
that's exactly
one of the requirements that the Democrats want is they want to wipe or dissolve the big, beautiful bill.
Oh, yeah, they hate it. And
they know that that's going to disrupt everything they've been planning to do. So they've been holding the government hostage by wanting to add that to the spending bill to keep the government open.
Really? Oh, my goodness.
Big, beautiful bill is playing a big portion of that. And they're keeping it quiet because they don't want the people to know, because the people is the one that benefit from the beautiful bill.
Yeah, and we can't have that. Let's see. I'm just kind of going through some of these comments here, but I figured that when that went through and it zeroed it out, that's going to be the stage that's going to be set to challenge things in court. That's
in the legal world, they call it a catalyst.
There you go. Yeah. And that's what's going to happen. We talked about that even on the show here when it happened, and it was a little bitty thing they fought really hard to get, but it's going to turn out to be the game changer, honestly, in my opinion.
It is a huge deal for the Second Amendment.
Absolutely. So Gene Cox says, I just renewed my membership. Awesome, Gene. And then Gene he's a competition shooter. I've known Gene a long time. He's over there in Mobridge, South Dakota, and was a faithful volunteer with the Friends of NRAs and had an FFL and helped us out. So he's been on the team a long time.
Thanks, Gene.
He says, I opted for the Shooting Illustrated magazine. So then he brings up the magazine. So from what I understand now, they're going to take several of these publications and go with a quarterly one they mail, and the rest is going digital. Do I got that right?
Yeah. So part of this last reconstruction is we were looking at the bleeding we were doing in the publication world. It's expensive.
It is.
And the fact of the matter is most folks set it on their coffee table, don't read it. Some folks throw it away. It wasn't effective as it used to be. So we restructured some of that, and the media took a pretty good hit of this last bunch. Some of the magazines are going digital only. Okay. Some will become quarterly. And like America's First Freedom, I believe that one is going to be moving to a website where you can do it at any time you'd like, but it'll be kept up to date.
Okay. And that's the one that's my favorite one.
Sure.
But I know it was not, even when I was there, it was not the choice. I think probably Hunter. I don't know which one was bigger, Hunter or Rifleman.
Rifleman and Hunter are neck and neck. And it depends on the year. They go back and forth.
Okay. Yeah, I always had First Freedom. Both my boys one gets to Hunter. Being there's three of us life members here, we get them all. But I guess, I know they talked about that even when I was there. And I thought, 10 years ago, I don't think that they'd have been able to get it done. Now, everybody is so used to using there you go, your devices. I don't think it's going to be an issue. I don't think that people are going to miss it, honestly.
No, I think it'll be a good change. There will be some hangouts that like their paper.
Oh yeah.
My biggest concern watching this develop, especially in this timeline, is the ballots come annual meeting.
Okay.
They typically come out in the center spread of those magazines.
Yes, they do.
And that's how you vote for your board members, right?
Right.
And so I don't know how we're going to get away from print on that one, because I think we're going to have to.
I think you're going to have to too, because otherwise, if you don't do that and you try to do a digital format, you'll actually see a ton of people not participate.
Correct. I think it'll be less than half.
I do agree. Yeah. I mean, I wait for that. I send in my vote. I voted for you, and of course, all the guys I knew. I mean, come on, and I knew it'd be a good thing. So, but I do know people that don't even fill that out that are eligible, which I always encourage them.
Right.
Take the time. I mean, it takes you. Well, I don't know who to vote for, so I can help you with that. But and maybe that's the thing too. So many people don't. I don't know how you change that as far as getting the board member names out there, but having people understand who they are. I mean, you can, if people aren't willing to seek it out, I don't know if that's going to change.
And we're changing some of that. So the NRA 2.0 folks, we have got a website that we are building. It's in construction right now.
Okay.
Where it will have a section about the candidates. You're going to get to see a picture of them. You're going to get to see their 150 word bio, which is going to be very close to the bio they have to submit for being a candidate.
Right.
Which it's not a campaign statement as much as it is a very summarized resume of why they think they're going to be effective as a board member.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you get to see, someone was an engineer, or they're a lawyer, or they had some great success in industry, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Those successful candidates have a mix of all of that in their background. And then there's the public side, the popularity contest side.
Oh, always.
And you're going to see your social media platforms explode with just like every other campaign of any kind of election, this person versus that person, and transparency that, and it'll get to mudslinging soon enough. But I think we're in a better place. If you want to know about a candidate, look their name up. You'll find about them.
Yeah, no, I used to do that. If I didn't recognize the name, I'd try to find them somewhere, or maybe ask somebody that maybe knew them, because chances were somebody did that I knew. They'd say, "Oh yeah, I know who that is," but that's just because of all the years I worked there and was part of the organization. So I had that luxury, I guess. I could reach out. I don't know. Everyone keeps telling me I should give it a whirl, but I don't know. I got things I want to do here. There'd be a lot of time. It's a lot of dedication.
You ever decide that you want that level of commitment, you let me know and I'll help you.
I'm sure Craig kind of said the same thing. That's a problem. I'd probably get elected.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't ruled it out. I've thought about it a couple times, and because I still got the NRA right here. I mean, it always has been, and it's not going away. I've been a member since I was a kid, in high school. So that's not going away.
Oh no.
But
we're dyed in the wool.
Yes. Tell you what, Jason, let's take one quick break.
Okay.
And when we come back, I think we're going to go ahead and we got to plug Lucid a little bit. I've still got some Lucid scopes, and I want to give you the opportunity, because I'm sure that there's people still haven't heard about your products, and let's see if we can't change that. Mm-hmm. So give me a minute here. One-man show tonight, so you know how that can kind of go. All right, we'll be right back with our main two, and then wrap this thing up. It'll be the last segment, so see you in a few.
LAUER Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at LAUER Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with LAUER, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake.
no mistake.
Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
When you want it done right,
Go where lemons go.
Kalon's Auto Service, owned and operated by Kalon and Misty Foss, lifelong locals with over 25 years experience. From modern rides to classic restorations, they can handle it all. Top quality work, fair price, and honest hometown values. Located just 1 block south of Highway 12 on 6th Avenue West in Lemmon. Kalon's Auto Service, serving you with all your auto repair needs.
All right, we are back again here with Jason Wilson, NRA 2.0, that's how we call it, board member, and also the owner and founder of Lucid Optics. So I did pull some up here. Here's I'll go ahead and share that so everyone can kind of see the website. Pretty easy to find these guys. It's lucidoptics.com. And I'm just going to let you take it, Jason. You know your product better than I do.
Well, sure. I mean, you were there when we started out.
Yes.
I had a one red dot sight that I ran out of my garage for like 3 years. And through the process of listening to our customers and having them tell us what they wanted to see, that developed out a SKU list. I think we got 29 SKUs now.
Oh, wow.
Everything from the red dot sight, from the micros to the mid-size to the full size, magnified optics, LVPOs through second focal plane, first focal plane, hunting and precision rifle scopes, observation space now. We got binoculars and spotting scopes. We've got a little bit of everything for what you might need.
Awesome.
What we do and do well is I bring a high quality product out for a price point that doesn't break the bank.
Yep.
Right.
That was always your plan.
Yep. And I remember standing at a winter meeting one time because we got selected for the standard package.
Yep.
And I gave a kind of a rundown on the product, and I reminded people that we're a small company and keep in mind that the phone number on the back of the packaging rings in my pocket. And you should have seen the horror in the people's face in the room, because who publishes your cell phone on the package of your product?
I don't know of anybody else, honestly.
Well, it's a guy that is very confident that if there is a problem, I can take care of it.
Yep.
Right. And my phone didn't ring that much. So at the end of the day, we make a product that's very high quality, and I put it at a price point where everybody can reach it. It's not prohibitive. Now, we're not in the novelty class stuff. There's plenty of those guys that want to play that game. Right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And we're not the big behemoth brand with the big marketing budget either. I'm not even sure I have interest in becoming that. I like being that middle player that disrupts those bigger guys and makes them actually go to work.
There you go.
We kind of 2 years ago kind of broke new ground and disrupted the market a little bit, bringing a first reflex sight out in blue.
Oh, okay.
Now, we've been using blue illumination in our optics for years. But blue, it's the fastest wavelength that the eye gets to see outside the IR.
Okay.
It's easier on the brain to process blue. There's a lot of red, green, colorblind folks out there, and there's nobody that can't see blue. So if you get hit with reductive wash, for example, someone puts a flashlight in your eye or headlights or whatever, right?
Yep.
With red or green, you're blind. You're a victim.
But
with blue, you can see it. You're always in the fight.
So which one is that on here?
That is the E7.
The E7, okay.
It's a fully enclosed mailbox style, if you want to call it that.
Yep. Okay. Yeah,
it's a reflex. Now, the industry's coined the term red dot sight. Well, it's similar, except this uses a different wavelength, and there's lots of advantages outside Well, blue's just cool.
Yeah, well, yeah, come on.
Right?
And look at there. Look at them prices, guys. $299 or $300.
That thing at $299, and that's retail. You're probably going to find it for a better price out there.
Yeah, but
everything's backed by a lifetime warranty, and if there's an issue, we take it personal and handle it right away.
And I can attest to that. You've always taken care of us. I mean, I can't tell you when. I mean, I know. We had a couple there during our banquets, and you took care of it. It was the way to go. I mean, not even an issue.
Yeah, I grabbed them, put batteries in them, and showed them that they worked.
Yeah, there you go. And guys, remember, if you get something, say like one of those, and the batteries explode, well, that ain't the product's fault. And I don't know. I'm guessing you've addressed that too in the past.
We have. It's the nature of the industry we work in. I ended up learning more about batteries than I ever wanted to know. But at the end of the day, alkaline batteries in a single cell environment aren't the best.
No.
Lithium's a better solution for that. If you find yourself in cold weather, lithium has problems. Everything has a trade-off, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
But most of the stuff we run are single cell environments, common type batteries. I started out with a AAA source in the HD7, and you can find a AAA anywhere. If the battery goes down on you, you're not done for very long.
You can run into just about any convenience store and get one of them.
Yeah, when we started, the CR2s and the 2032s and all that kind of stuff, that you had to go to a pharmacy to find that stuff.
Yeah. Now you can find those quite often.
Now they're everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So we overbuild things. We're not the lightest on the market, but we're pretty darn tough.
Yeah.
And it's because most of my friends are former special forces or the Army or Marines, and those boys can break a bowling ball.
Yeah. Well, and, I think I met some of them when we went to the long range deal when we came out there. I'm pretty sure we got to meet some of them guys.
Yeah. And I would tell you, Dylan Manzer, Dave Manzer's boy.
Yep.
And he didn't mean to break stuff. But gosh dang it, he could break just about anything. And he could tell you he didn't know how, and I believed him.
Mm-hmm.
But he was hard on stuff, so I used him as a test bed for a lot of things.
He'd be a good one, and he goes into the rough country up in the mountains.
Well, he does. My funniest story with a warranty call from Dylan is he was running kind of a prairie dog guide business.
Okay.
For a little while, and he was throwing gun cases around inside a truck, and doing like you do in front of sports, and he sent me back an optic that was a banana. He bent it in the rings.
Oh, what the how the hell did he do that?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Holy crap.
We took that in and went, well, that's not normal use, Dylan, but here's a new one.
Don't bend it.
Yeah, and he was good with it. He took it, and he's still running that optic to my knowledge today. But
yeah, Dylan, he used his stuff. There's no doubt about it. So Leon asks, he says, can your product withstand the energy of an 8-year-old is the question.
Most of the time, yes. But, stuff happens.
Yeah, it does.
And that's why we have a warranty department that is one person, and we handle maybe 3 calls a month. But we handle them. Within 48 hours, it's either fixed or replaced.
And I can tell you guys, so yeah, this is not a huge place. I mean, I know Brandy's probably still there, isn't she?
Yep, Brandy's here.
Then there's you. And I mean, how many employees do you have now?
I'm swelled up to about 9 right now.
Okay, wow. I think you had about 4, maybe 5 when I was out
Well,
there.
and some of that is the newer technology. This is kind of exciting for us, and I'll share it here a little bit, but we're 3D printing our own housings.
All right.
Which means we're building the assembly here.
There you go. Made in USA.
Well,
that part.
Yeah, that part. So the glass, nobody builds it in the U.S.
Right.
Nobody. Electronics, you can do it, but it's expensive and it doesn't need to be. So that's still foreign. But everything else in something like this, that can be done right here. The world of 3D printing and the new resins have changed the world.
Oh yeah, and 3D printers are getting cheaper, and the materials, and so Eric's got one for you. And I do remember when this happened. So they said the sight covered by warranty if the adjustment knob blew off the gun when firing it. Happened on 4-shot. I read the disclaimer warranty on the back of the box. It's the HD7 red dot bought at NRA banquet.
Yeah.
And I imagine.
I mean, if it has my name on the side of it, we'll take care of it.
Well, I think Eric, if I remember right, you bought that at the Lemmon NRA banquet too. See, I got all the local people watch, so that's good.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, if it's got Lucid Optics on the side of it, we'll take care of it.
Tell you what, I'll get your number to him. Let him get a hold of you.
Sounds good.
So there you go. We got that one. That one's a scope for a 338 Lapua. So,
yeah. Depending on what you're doing with it, the L5 series is a second focal plane.
Okay.
Great optic. We have a 4-16 and a 6-24. If you're hunting with it, 4-16 is probably plenty. If you're target shooting, you probably want the more magnification.
And there's the prices, and like you said, these are your retail, so you might find them even cheaper than that.
You'll probably find them for less. Why? The reason my pricing on my website is full MSRP is I don't compete with my dealers.
Right. Well, you wouldn't. Why would you?
That would be dumb.
That would not be a good business plan.
Optics companies out there that are running specials and deals, and that's for my dealers to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, then you got, I got to point this out. That's right. I forget you do this. Garage sale. And I've bought some of your garage sale stuff because why not, right?
So the garage sale items, they've been taken and shown around, and they went to a trade show, been handled. I can't call them new.
Right.
A lot of the times they have something it's cosmetically off or something minor in a manufacturing flaw. It's still a good optic. It's still worth having. It's not new.
Okay. Oh, you still got some Farson tools? Oh, I might have to get one of them.
And I own that company now. So
okay.
So Fremont Knives is one of mine. We just brought back the Hunter's Toolkit with a little bit better metals and some very minor design changes, but it's back, and it's probably the only thing you need to put in your pocket if you're going to go hunting.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to. You and I are gonna have to talk because I love my Farson blade.
Oh yeah, we still sell the Farson. It's a great tool.
Well, we used it to cut twine off the bales. I've used it to skin with too. But I mean, it's I love that. That thing's an awesome tool.
And we got a Sweetwater knife now. It's an everyday carry.
Okay.
Well, and got one on him, and that's what I carry.
Do you have them? You don't have them on the website yet, I suppose.
The Sweetwater, it's on Fremont Knives website.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. I didn't know you bought the company.
Yeah, I worked out that with Mike Jones very, very beginning. We designed the Farson, and then he decided he wanted to be a county commissioner, and he wanted out. So
and he wanted out. So
I bought the company from him, and we've been running it.
You like the guy who had the shaver. He liked it so much he bought the company, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Here's one from Eric Glauser. He says, any plans for thermal optics? I would love to be your field team test guy.
Yeah, so let me tell you about thermal. Any of the IR stuff, any of the thermal stuff, they're either digital and they border on junk, or they're high end and they're ITAR controlled, which means a whole bucket of red tape.
Nice. Okay.
So I'm probably not going to step into that space.
You'd have a huge investment up front just to even get into it.
Yeah, it's about $1.5 million on tooling if you want to do anything meaningful.
Right. Yeah, and right now it's a great. I mean, I love thermals; they're fun.
Are fun. They're very handy.
But I think there's plenty out there right now to supply the demand.
And is from a recommendation, the thermal I use is a Pulsar.
I think Pulsar is the way to go. Everything I read on them too.
Yeah, the target identification and the resolution on it, you won't be disappointed.
I haven't pulled the trigger on one yet, but I suppose I would like to do some more night stuff around here now that we can. And I got a coyote problem around here just like anybody. So
well, the best $4,500 you'll spend then.
Well, right now that's only 2 calves. So
right.
I mean, if it saves 2 calves, you paid for it. That's what you got to look at that. Right?
Exactly right. I just had that conversation with the rancher yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, and get this, you honestly, you probably don't want to do it every year, but for predator control, it is actually a tax deduction, something like that. So
Well, yeah, it's equipment you need to run your business.
I mean, I've deducted guns. I've done it all. It's all legal. I've been audited, so I mean, come
Absolutely right.
I mean, it passed the muster, so I'm not afraid to do it anymore. He says, "All right, here's one. What is the future for the NRA as the NFA on the hit list?" Oh, we already kind of answered that. Yes and yes, right?
Yes, NFA on the hit list.
Definitely on the hit list. And like we talked about, that zeroing out, that was, well, that's why they fought it so hard, because they knew just even that little change, and that was the one out of all the stuff, that was the one we wanted, and we got it.
And that's a catalyst. That's a catastrophic thing for them.
It's going to set the precedent, and it's going to dismantle everything, I think. I mean, give it time, guys. I know there's a lot of people out there that nothing's happening. You got to give this time. I mean, I've been involved in politics for a long time. Nothing moves slow, and you gotta take the little wins for the big win in the battle.
Well, I mean, I analogize it to this: grab your best and most favorite bottle of molasses and freeze it.
There you go.
That's about the speed of politics.
That you're absolutely right. It's a long game.
Yep.
And honestly, I hate to admit it, the Democrats a lot of times are even better at that long game than the Republicans.
That's right.
They think centuries ahead. We think decades.
Yeah. In that way, we're kind of outmatched.
Yeah. Yeah. They put forth a plan, and they got their benchmarks. And yeah, I mean, I'll give them that. There might be commie loonies, but they're not dumb.
Not dumb. Don't underestimate them. They're not dumb.
No. So lucidoptics.com, that's where you want to go. I did put that in the comments, guys. If you want to get out there and get yourself some gear, I highly recommend you go give that a whirl, because I still got several of the scopes even from the NRA days. And I got the cool ones that actually have the NRA in the glass.
Well, and yeah, those are very limited edition.
Yeah, what'd they do that year? Maybe 900 units? I don't even know.
Oh, yeah, we did 1,200 units.
1,200,
They
okay.
bought 930 of them. So
yeah.
Yeah, that's reaching back a day.
It is. Yeah, that was early, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a good deal, though. I mean, we like to put the shall not be infringed on the reticle, because remind them that the NRA is there for them shot for shot.
Absolutely. I loved it. I got two of them. I bought it. I think I bought the one at my banquet here locally, and I forget where I bought the other one. I was like, yeah, I'm going to have that. And so I still have them. They're still mounted on my guns. They still shoot. So I guess I don't worry too much about it.
Well, and if you guys are looking at Lucid Optics, I'm not that far away.
No, Riverton.
Come over, shoot with me. We've got a 2,000 yard range we shoot at.
Why don't you tell them? So I can tell you, and I've been to it, and it was a lot of fun. And that was going to the long range clinic. Do you still do those?
We still do those. We host about 6 of them a year.
There you go.
They sell out pretty quickly once we put them up. But what it is, you spend about a little less than a half a day in a classroom setting, getting acquainted with all your gear and the terminology we're going to use on the range.
Yep.
Right? We gear up and go to the range and spend the rest of the day reaching from 100 yards out to a mile.
And I hit the mile. I couldn't do it now.
You did. And since then, we developed challenge coins for the folks that can put 3 shots on purpose.
Oh, heck. So now I got to redo this then. I got to come out again.
And we've reduced the size of our target to 1 minute.
Ooh.
So it's an 18-inch target at 1,760.
A little bit smaller than the one we were using.
Yeah, it's a lot smaller.
A lot smaller.
Yeah.
Do they hold up to 50 BMG? He's talking about the scope. So.
Well, which 50? We need to clarify that, because in the 50 caliber BMG, there's everything from the 8-pound Ferret to the 50-pound Barrett.
He has, I believe, an Armalite single shot, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Doug. You'll have to tell him. Corey says road
the
trip.
Armalite, I've seen a few of those that have our stuff on it. We have held up without any problems on those.
Well, we'll have to try one, Doug. There we go. I might even have one still here. I have a few of your scopes because I bought them when you had your garage sale. I was like, well, I can always use an extra scope. So Barrett 99 is the one he's got. Okay, he's got the Barrett. So
yeah, well, so that's a bigger, heavier gun. Yeah, you're fine.
So Corey says road trip. That's another friend of mine. Yeah, maybe we have to do that.
Come up. We'll film it. You can run it into your show.
Oh, heck yeah. That'd be a lot. Well, heck, we should. Oh, you know what we do? We got to just make it so we set up. We do a show out there in the evening and have some fun the next day. Yeah. I am mobile. I hate technology, but I can run it pretty good. Jamie always says, yeah, you can run anything now. Well, not quite, but no. So guys, like I said, lucidoptics.com, go check it out. He's got everything there. Scopes, you got HD, red dots, blue dots, get it all, right?
If you need something else, you're going awfully niche.
There you go. I actually dug around looking for my long range shirt, but you know what? I wore that thing out. It's just a black shirt now.
Oh, that's awesome.
I still have it, but it's literally there's nothing left on it anymore.
That's fantastic.
I should. Yeah. Well, Jason, anything else you want to leave everybody with? I think we're probably going to wrap her up.
We wrapped her up pretty well. If you got questions, get with Clayton. He can get them to me, or I'm not too hard to find. Let me know.
Sounds good. And we got to do this again, Jason. I'm guessing you'll come on again.
Sure. I'll come on again.
I think what I'm going to try to do is get a hold of Nate. Being he has that event coming up Friday, maybe I'll try to have him on next week or something.
Do that. He'd be good.
Get him on here, and that'd be weird talking to the field rep. It's like,
I think you should play that angle with him too, because he is new and learning.
Oh my goodness. I got all kinds of things I could do to him, couldn't I?
Yes. And you should.
Make sure you get your weeklies in. Make sure you got that 24-hour report filed.
Oh Lordy, he's got some other struggles. Let him vent to you off record.
You know what? That is a real thing. When we were all reps, we would call the other ones, and we all had. It's like a big high school, right? There was always those cliques, but for the most part, everyone got along, and because we knew what we were going through, and nobody else did. It's a unique job. It truly is. And I'm sure it's changed a lot since I've been there. Holy cow.
Oh, yeah, there's been some changes.
I'm sure. So, all right. Well, everybody, I think we're going to call that a wrap. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Glad everybody looked like looking at my numbers. You switched over to the other channels. So that's awesome. And we always, of course, want to thank our sponsors. Lauer Auto Repair has been powering us since the very beginning. We got Kalon's Auto / H Ranch, Horton LaserCraft, and Little Angry Man Arms. That's you'd like John. He's a pretty cool little guy. There's a guy I should get you in touch with him. Maybe he'd become a dealer for your scopes.
We can work that out.
I think he's over there in Trail City, and he moves actually a lot of inventory for a small in your basement FFL dealer. So,
all
right, everybody. Every Wednesday, you know where to find us here, right here at 7:00 p.m. in the Mountain Time Zone, or if you're on fast time, 8:00. Thank you again, everybody. Keep your powder dry, and we will catch everybody on Friday. You're going to have me on there in the morning on KFYR 550 of Mitchell in the Morning, Guns and 701. And, of course, Leon Francis. He's going to be joining you at Blackbeard Logic. Hey, you might want to tune into one of them, Jason. That's a completely different type of show. I think you'd enjoy it. Leon does a fun job, and he's got some great subjects. And, yeah, so, all right, everybody. Keep your powder dry and have a great weekend. Go out there and get the big ones this weekend in North Dakota. Deer season's opening up. Have a great one, and God bless.